All right. Hey, good evening, folks, and thanks for watching. Well, we're still waiting for Joe Exotic to get his pardon. So far, someone in Snoop Dogg's entourage has gotten a pardon. A couple of other people have committed, various minor and major crimes and fraud have been pardoned. But the big thing today, out of Trump's final, thank God, day in office, is that the U.S. decided that, oh, yeah, by the way, the Chinese government is committing a genocide against the Uyghur Muslim population that lives there. I actually reported on this 2 years ago when I was doing these daily videos, that the things that are happening in China, the re-education camps that they called them, were not quite what they seemed, and that there are atrocities. There have been video footages, video footage of what's been happening there, and it's what I would say likened to what happened to the Jews. Maybe not on the scale of death that's happening, at least not that we've known yet. Again, one of the crazy things about the Holocaust and what happened to the Jews in Germany was that no one knew it was happening until apparently the invasion forces of the U.S. and Britain and so forth came in, and they started to uncover a lot of these camps. And hopefully that is not the extent of things that is happening in China, but I would not be surprised. So yeah, anyway, this whole thing happened today, again, on Trump's last full day of office, where Mike Pompeo basically said that China has committed genocide and its repression of the Uyghurs and other mainly Muslim peoples. And then President-elect Joe Biden's choice for Secretary of State, Mr. Antony Blinken, has said he agrees with the finding. I found it kind of weird that finally on Trump's last day of office, they make this statement. I don't know if there was some coordination between the two administrations, or if this was just some way of Trump wanting to prod the Chinese, basically right before giving the reins over to Joe Biden and his staff. But yeah, rights groups believe that China has detained up to 1 million Uyghurs over the past few years, and what the state defines as re-education camps. There have been BBC investigations, and this is an article from BBC. I believe this genocide is ongoing, and that we are witnessing the systemic attempt to destroy Uyghurs by the Chinese party state, Mr. Pompeo said in a statement. Again, at his last day in office as part of Donald Trump's administration. The statement pushed pressure on China, but it does not automatically introduce any fresh penalties. Again, what are people going to do right now? I read some Reddit comments about this that said, well, at least now it kind of pushes the UN's hand. But what's the UN going to do when China's also a part of the UN? Is anything really going to happen out of this? What sanctions are going to come out of this? It's really still up for debate. And I would also like to see, again, I've talked in some of these previous videos about some of the geopolitical madness that's happening in Europe that we've seen. And now you also got China getting thrown into the mix. And throw on top of that the fact that there's a pandemic happening. And it's just like, okay, we are really putting some chess pieces on the board as to what could happen. So again, one of the main things is, pressure on China and Biden. So on his very last day, Trump administration delivered its final gift to China. I love the BBC. They don't hold punches, This is by far the strongest condemnation by any country regarding China's actions in its northwestern region of Xinjiang. The EU, the UK, and Australia, which have repeatedly criticized the human rights condition in Xinjiang, may consider following suit. So we'll see what happens out of that. It could lead to unprecedented international pressure facing China, but would that change Beijing's behavior? And I would say probably not. This is a communist country that you're talking about, and at the end of the day, they're probably going to keep playing it off as re-education. They're probably going to say that we're not killing anybody, we're not gassing anybody, so what's the problem? We're just teaching people a new way of thinking and living. And so what's the big deal? What does oppression mean if we're just trying to show people how to live our standard of living? So again, I don't know what's going to happen out of this. I just thought it was interesting that finally, again, I talked about this like back in October of 2018, and it just kind of just stayed under the radar, similar to what's happening in Yemen. Some of these things just kind of fly under the radar. Nothing happens, but now all of a sudden something does happen. But we'll see if anything comes from it. I would love to get your thoughts. Do you think anything's going to come of this? Do you think that it's just a rebuke? Why did it happen today of all days? Was it sort of a prod or a way to get at the Biden administration to make things harder for them in any future negotiations with China? Or is there some bigger thing at play here that we'll see start to boil as we get into this new administration and into the coming years. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.